Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Welcome. All right. Welcome. We got a great webinar today. We're going to talk about Google Tag Manager. Thanks, everybody, for joining. I'm James, the founder of the company, and we have Emerson and Gabriel, our marketing team here.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So this is and just a little logistics here. If anybody has any questions or comments, just pop them right into the chat box during the webinar, and we'll stop periodically and pick them up. Especially at the end, we'll go through all the questions at the end and answer things about this topic or other ones. So thanks a lot, and I'll turn it over to Emerson here to get started.
Okay, today let's make it a bit different. Let's start with Gabriel.
Okay.
He has more updates.
Hello, everybody. So I will just share my screen real quickly here. I will just give you an introduction of what it is. What is Google Tag Manager? I hope you can see my directory here. This is just an example of our marketing directory. So the Google Tag Manager is a free management system tool that allows you to manage and deploy marketing tags. By tags, we mean snippets of code or tracking pixels. It can be used on your website or on a mobile app. Is whether to choose. So a great benefit from Google Tag Manager is that you, as a site owner, someone from marketing or sales, can manage the code of your own, actually, without the need of a developer. So let's say if you need to install a code from Google Analytics or Facebook Pixel, you can do it by yourself. Actually, you don't need anyone to look into your code and mess things around there. And what it is, what consists of Google Tag Manager. So the first part are the tags itself. By tags, we call snippets of JavaScript or tracking pixels. It's such a small code that is provided by, let's say, a service such as Google, Facebook, Hotjar, or any other marketing tool that you need to track. For example, here we have a few examples. This one is Samples, which is a push notification tool. It can be added. It was added actually by Tag Manager. This one also, it can be added via Google Tag Manager. This is a share. This is another tool for sharing content. This is another one that is ADA compliance. It's an accessibility menu. And these other ones, and this is a live chat tool. All of these can be added to your directory via Google Tag Manager. And how does it work? For it to work properly, you have to set up the triggers. The triggers in Google Tag Manager, it tells basically when or where to fire such a tag. For example, right at the beginning on loading our site, the first thing you see, you can see that the tags here are all active because the trigger to set these tags are based on page view. So whenever someone sees this page for the first time, it will trigger all of these tags. Okay, but the triggers, you can be really specific. Let's say you want to trigger a tag to track action only when someone sends a subscription form. You then set a trigger for that specific page only, and then or the entire website. It depends. So the tag will only be activated when someone reaches such a page. For example, you want to track a conversion on your site. So when someone filled in a submission form, you're just going to track that page, a thank you page, let's say. Okay, so also you can trigger links. Scroll depth also is an option there. Page view or custom events as well. So I will turn it over to Emerson now. He's going to show you how you can apply this using eDirectory, okay?
Okay, thank you. I hope everyone can see the screens here. Let me just add a few more context here. eDirectory integrates with many of the Google tools, such as Google Tag Manager, Analytics, Search Console, Maps, and reCAPTCHA to protect forms. So Tag Manager is just one of the many integrations we have with Google Tools. And if you have your apps published, it also integrates with Google Firebase as well. So let me just share my screen and show you how easy it is to make the integration with Tag Manager. I hope everyone can see my screen okay. Let me just open the chat box here. Okay. Okay, here we go. When you go to your Google Tag Manager interface, you can simply create a container, and you have a code like this one, GTM. It always starts with this GTM and another code. This is what we're going to integrate with the directory. Simply copy and paste, and that's it. The integration works seamlessly this way. And here you have the tags and the triggers. It's pretty simple to create one. Let me just show you how it works for a Hotjar, for example. Let me edit this one. The process of creating the tags is pretty simple. For Hotjar, for example, it's already done, the main part. We just have to edit it. And let me show you here. It will give you lots of samples and suggestions of ready-made tags. But if you don't see the type of the tool you want to integrate, you just have to create a custom HTML tag. It's a pretty simple thing to do. Many of the tools we showed here, as shared IDs or live chat, for example, you have to create a custom HTML tag. It's a simple click. And then you're going to integrate with the tool. This is for Hotjar. You must paste your Hotjar site ID and the trigger. It's pretty simple. Let me just create one from the scratch so you can see what I'm talking about. You're going to put a name. Simple name, click here, custom HTML. It will open a space so you can paste the code you want. After that, you have to select the triggers. The triggers, basically, it's done. You just have to scroll down and select all pages, for example, if you want this tag triggers in all pages. But for example, let's say you don't want live chats to trigger in the listings page, for example, the listing detail page, because your live chat is for the site owner, not for the advertiser. So, so there's a question from Paul Bruton. What is Hotjar? I'm going to explain this a little bit later. But the triggers, as I was saying, you can choose all pages. But if you don't want to trigger and to have live chat displayed in the pages, you can edit your trigger and say excludes slash listings, for example. So in all pages that all URLs containing slash listings or slash events, for example, this tag won't trigger. So live chat won't be displayed in these pages. It's pretty simple to configure. Let me just try to add it to one here. Okay, you can add an exception. As you can see here, you can create filters like if contains slash advertise, it won't trigger the tag. So it's pretty simple to configure everything using Google Tag Manager. You don't need any knowledge of coding. Let's discard changes because I don't want that. It's pretty simple to create the tags and the triggers. And there's also a lot of documentation available, and our support team as well can help you with any question related to these configurations. Now, again, for Paul Bruton, what is Hotjar? Hotjar is another tool that we use to track user behavior. They can record the screen, the user behavior on your website, so you can see what's happening, and later you can decide what changes to do on your website. The second next website before the end of the month, we're going to talk about how to optimize conversion rates in your website, and we're going to show how to use Hotjar. It's a very, very interesting topic. So you can go to the /webinars page in our website and register for the next one. Hotjar is a very powerful tool, and you can create that for free as well.
Emerson, we just got a question from Michael about what are tags and triggers for what. So I think what I should do here is just give a quick background on this whole tag manager thing and what it does. Essentially, the tag manager allows you to include a snippet of code from another system, whatever that system may be. It could be something from Google, something from another company, like Hotjar is some extra company, something from Facebook, some snippet that you want. And what it does is it allows you to manage that. You put in this one little, the tag manager is already included with eDirectory, and then you can add or remove all these other systems right through the Google interface there. And why they do that is it allows you to manage things just a lot easier, to have it all in one place. If you want to include some analytics platform or something else, you can do it all right there, and it just includes the tag right in the top of it. With that in mind, so these tags are just essentially it's a snippet of code that goes in there to do something. It could be anything out there. And then what are the triggers? The tag manager allows you to trigger the tags to display the tags in certain situations, depending that you configure there. So that's kind of an advanced feature there. There's an example of what the tag actually looks like. It's just a little snippet of script. So essentially, Google Tag Manager allows you to turn on and off the inclusion of these little snippets of script on your website very easily.
Especially when you don't have access to the code of the website. So it's the easiest and quickest way to add this type of tags. Just to give you a very clear example, this is the tag for a service called userway.org that creates accessibility tool on your website. So when you create an account on this website, you are going to register your website and get this snippet. So copy and paste here and choose the trigger that which is all pages, and you have something like this. This is the code for this userway.org. So that's how we add this service in our website using Google Tag Manager. So we don't have to open the codes and paste directly inside the code, and that's it. So we can add more services and other tools in our website. That's pretty much it. Right, James?
And Brandy just asked, where is this configured in eDirectory? So Emerson can pull that up for you. But basically what happens is eDirectory is built in with Google Tag Manager integration. So all you have to do is put in your Google key there, and then the rest of everything else that you want to include from all these other systems, you can do it right through Google. Turn it on or off, set triggers where they go. Okay, here we go. So that's it. You just put in your Google key there, and one key for Google, and then everything else that you want to possibly include goes through Tag Manager. And this is kind of the standard of how people run websites today. Most large sites that have a bunch of different analytics packages or other little includes, they're all done through Google Tag Manager, typically.
Well, another tools that you can integrate easily with Google Tag Manager, for example, you can put your Facebook chat, for example, Facebook Pixel for those running ads campaigns on Facebook, the share these that we have applied, the Google Analytics 4, the new generation of Google Analytics can be easily included using Tag Manager. The remarketing, Google Ads remarketing tag, you can put that.
Alert burst as well.
Which one?
Online shopping buttons. You can check out like Shopify buttons as well. You can add via Google Tag Manager.
Yeah, another tools just like a web push, like this one we have here from SendPulse, but there are another providers. It's just one example we are using here. So there are many other services you can add.
Emerson,
yeah, sure.
Can you go back to that screen in the Google Tag Manager and just scroll down where they can see some of the default ones that are in there, the different options? That may be helpful to give people an idea of how this works. Remember that one screen that showed the different tag options?
Yeah, it's when you create a new tag.
Yeah, so you create a new tag and then scroll down to the bottom there. So there's the Google ones at the top, the custom ones where you can include anything, and then a whole bunch of ones that they have built in here. So you can get an idea of the different things that that people are doing with different tags here. And I don't know how companies get their tag in there. They probably have to pay Google some money or something along those lines to do that. But There's a number of tags in there, and then the custom one allows you to include whatever you want.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, great. Okay.
Okay, and in Tag Manager, so once you create your container, which is the top level is the account. Inside the account, you create a container, which is one container for one website. So you have a code like this, and then inside Tag Manager, inside eDirectory, we're just going to paste here, and that's it. It's integrated and can start using the service and adding more tools to your websites.
Okay, great. We got another question here. Not about, do you guys have anything else on the tag manager you want to go over? Should I just jump into the Paul's question about the new release?
Khalid
No,
has a new
that's
question.
it.
Khalid
Okay,
says, could you show an example of a tag on the eDirectory website and show what it does? Yeah, so we just mentioned, Emerson showed the accessibility tool. If you could share the screen again, Emerson, real quickly.
Yeah, sure.
That was added via Tag Manager on our website, like these ones.
That little icon, yeah, that is
the little icon. This one was added through Tag Manager. We just showed how to do this. And the push notification on the top left. And on the corner left, the shared is the social media shared right there. All of these tools were added to our site via Google Tag Manager.
And live chat as well.
And live chat as well, yeah.
Okay, well, great. So thanks everybody. Last call for questions. Okay, well, thanks a lot, and stay tuned. We'll have the announcements out about the new release and in the next 24 hours or so, and good webinar next week on that. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.